All right, everybody. So I figured deer hunting is done, the 9-day gun deer season for normal season. So the shack we brought back in after hunting tonight, and I figured I would make a video of it quick. You can see we've got our battery mounted on the front there for our 12-volt power. Here you can see the outside of it. I brought it back in because I think we're going to paint it. Before we take it back out, I'll just do a walk around here quick. And I'm going to add a second window on this side. I'm going to slide that window over and put a second one next to it. I was thinking about lowering the windows 5 inches. They'd be easier to shoot out of, but I think instead of having my office chair inside, I'm going to take that broken stool and get that off, mount a plate to it, then get a swivel boat seat with armrest to mount on there. And then, because when we put these windows in, we use that chair, so I think we're just gonna do that. So we have our working outside light. Well, the inside's kind of a mess because we just hauled it in. I haven't cleaned it yet since hunting, but we'll come in here, turn on our lights. And actually, I was just in here working on it, and I decided, you know, I'll make a video. So, during hunting, I had the cooler sitting up here. Well, I found out that it'll fit right in there. And fits in there just perfect that I can put that back down. And then here we have our cushions. Our cushions fit back here nicely. And then, of course, the table sets right here. And that cushion's kind of pushed back in because of the table, but you can see that's the track that the table would sit on to make this a bed, which I intend to use it next year as that way. But being I'm working on that, I don't want these cushions in the way because that cooler needs to come out and get cleaned out. So I think that will be a nicer place for the cooler to be right there because it'll stay cooler. It'll be sitting lower in the building. And it won't see as much heat. We're up here. It got fairly warm from the Mr. Heater running, but that I'm hoping to not use anymore. I think what I'm going to do is put a tank underneath there, drill a hole in here to bring the hose up through, and then put a buddy heater up here. So that is the plan for that. Our cooktop, the plan is to move it over here. So I'm going to have to drill a hole in the bottom here to run a hose up. I need to get a longer hose. And then I'm going to pull that refrigerator out, seal off the wall, and then I'm going to use it to put the tank down underneath there for the cooktop. So the cooktop will sit up here. And like I say, build that stool for in here. So if you're sitting higher, you'll see out better. I thought about lowering the windows, but I don't know if I want to do that. I think just modify that stool. And then I could probably take my lift out of here because I have a piece of like 1.5 inch styrofoam and then a piece of 7/16 OSB board on top. So I think with that other way I can take that back out. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to pop that refrigerator out because I don't think it works anyways. I know it doesn't work on 110 or on 12 volts, so it may work on LP, but too bad. Pop that out of there, close the back wall, put the tank underneath there for the cooktop. And then I'm going to use some of my scrap OSB to build a shelf up there and around and around. And I'm going to put a lip on it, and I'm going to put my cookware up on top of there. So when you're moving this around, they don't fall off, but then they're up there out of the way instead of hanging them from the wall. So yeah, this is the hunting shack. I got my garbage bag there yet that needs to get out of here. But like I say, I just pulled this in here. Just brought it in after hunting, so I ended up back in here doing chores, and then there was a gasket around this whole top. It was kind of bucking me and Jordan when we were putting the OSB board on. So I ended up cutting that gasket out of there, and I'm going to take spray foam and spray into there all the way around to seal that off. And then I need to seal the bottom all the way along there So I'm going to do the same with Great Stuff. Seal that all up, and then the corners, seal all that stuff off. And then I think we're going to paint it or stain it. If I can find the right color stain, I want a brown color. And I'm probably going to stain the inside or paint the inside the same as the outside. So that was recommended by BP. And I have heard other people say the same thing. I don't know. And then I think I'm going to spray Great Stuff up in here because the plan is to put pole barn steel on the roof. So I never have to worry about that leaking. So that will be covered up anyway. So I might as well seal it so it holds more heat. So yeah. Like I say, we're going to put pole barn steel on the roof, and the walls I think we're just going to paint or stain for now. But anyhow, I have it in here to work on it. I think I'm going to get some hinges to put on that seat so it'll hinge up instead of having to pop it up like that. I think, not for sure yet. It's probably unnecessary, but it was just an idea. Then I want to put some other amenities in here. And I'd like to hang a curtain up in here somewhere because that's the restroom, so it'd be nice to put a curtain up in here if there's multiple people in and you don't want to go outside to freeze your butt off. And then I'm going to put blackouts on the windows. So that way if you want to sleep in here, you can feel like you have privacy from the outside world. So yeah, I'm just going to use the cutouts from the windows for the blackouts. I'm going to hinge them. That way they'll hinge up. And then I'm just going to hang a piece of wire off here back to them to hook them so they stay up for hunting, and then you can unhook them and drop them down. And then my office chair will probably go in the cabin, or at least it'll go in the house for now until I build the cabin. So yeah. And then I still don't know what I'm going to do with the sink yet. There is, like I say, a 25-gallon tank underneath there. Maybe it's 30, I'm not for sure. I did price out a new pump. I just don't know if I'm going to go that route. I might just make it so I can put the tank up above and have it gravity feed down. I'm not for sure because it'll fit right up in there. So then the guy won't even need the pump, just have a valve to turn on and off. But that would be a summer type thing. I don't really need that for deer hunting. So anyhow, this is what it looks like on the inside. It is very easy to heat with that heater. But I think what I'm going to do, I mentioned already, is get a buddy heater. Put the propane tank underneath there. Run a hose up through and get one of them smaller Mr. heaters, buddy heater, whatever you call them, set on there. And I've seen other guys where they'll fashion up a thing and put them heat-operated fans on top. So I think that's what I'm going to do. That'll circulate air around in here better. So, and then that thing takes up so much space. And it's overkill for this little camper. It gets really hot in here in a hurry. 70 degrees when it was windy with all the leaks in here. So I think one of the other ones would be better. But anyhow, so I'm just out here tinkering with this for tonight. I'm going to get it all cleaned up so all my garbage is thrown away. And then I need to make a run to town and get Great Stuff and whatever else. And then, like I say, try and get it painted because then I want to get it back out in 2 weeks. I want to say is the doe hunt. It's like December 10th or something. There's 4-day doe hunt. But then I also want to have this ready for this winter. Kind of like a fort to go hang out in. We've got a bunch of brush pile stuff to burn out there. So I want to have this parked out there where we can have it warm in here and could be burning brush piles. And if the wife or the daughter or me or whoever needs to warm up or sit down for a while, you can sit in here and keep an eye on the fire or whatever. And yeah, warm up, have some snacks, make some food, whatever. So anyway, that's just a little more in depth on the hunting shack. So, yep, that's what she looks like. Pretty cozy in here. It's a little small if a guy wanted to use it as like a cabin for like the whole week or something. A guy can make do with it, but I still think we're going to end up building a cabin. Whether that happens this year or not, I'm not for sure. But I am going to get this done just in case. But if we do get a cabin built, this will just be a hunting shack for another area. So the wife says she plans to hunt all next season, so if I get that cabin built, I guess this might be her hunting stand for next year, so who knows. But anyway, that's just a little bit more about the hunting shack.